Oh, betrayal with a side of copyright law? Honey, grab your cease and desists and your feelings, because this webcomic drama just gave me emotional whiplash. Am I the a-hole for copywriting the webcomic my best friend and I created together? Without telling her, after she tried to sell it solo? There's a quote I used to love. Friendship is born at that moment when one person says to another, "You too, I thought I was the only one." For me, that moment came freshman year of college, in the back row of a miserable 8 a.m. sociology lecture when I met Rachel. She was wearing a sweatshirt that said, "Hell is other people," and she laughed when I complimented it. That's how it started. Over 4 years, Rachel became my everything, my person. We were inseparable. Movie nights, late-night ramen, post-breakup pep talks. We had a secret handshake. People called us the hive mind. And one night, over margaritas and spite toward our internships, we had an idea. A webcomic. It started as a joke, little cartoon versions of us processing the madness of early adulthood. Rent. Bad dates. Awkward Zoom interviews. We called it Bleach Bit and Honey, after an in-joke about cleaning up emotional messes with industrial strength. Rachel wrote, I drew. It was magic. We launched a Tumblr in 2019. It went semi-viral. People loved it. By 2021, we had 50K followers and a mini Patreon. We split the work. Rachel would brainstorm strips, dialogue, captions. I handled illustration, posting, and fan engagement. She had the voice. I had the visuals. We always said 50-50, equal, partners, sisters in art. Then came the offer. In April 2023, we got an email from a small indie publisher. They wanted to do a printed anthology of Bleach Bit and Honey. We screamed on Zoom, drank champagne, made a spreadsheet. The plan was to pitch a collection plus some exclusive content. Rachel said she'd handle the contract talks. She had taken a business law class. I trusted her. Mistake number 1. A month passed. Then 2. I asked if she'd heard anything. She said they were working out clauses. Then in July, I got curious. I emailed the publisher myself, using our comics account. The reply, excited to launch with Rachel in September. Launch? September? I called her. No answer. I dug further. Turns out, Rachel had signed a deal. Without me. As sole creator. The print edition was already in layout. No mention of my name. My illustrations, our brand, her face on the back cover. I was sick. I texted, I emailed, I called. Finally, she messaged me. We can talk, but please, do not make this uglier than it needs to be. I was livid. She claimed she didn't know how to split royalties cleanly and was going to surprise me with a cut. I asked how she planned to explain the illustrations being hers. She replied, most of the fans follow for the humor anyway. That night, I filed a copyright registration. My name. Full documentation of the artwork, dated PSDs, export logs, even live streams. I sent a cease and desist to the publisher with proof of sole illustration ownership. They froze the release. Rachel exploded. She called me petty. Said I was ruining her shot. Her tweet about artistic parasites got 4K likes. I posted a thread explaining my side with receipts. I didn't name her, but everyone knew. She lost followers. Our mutuals were divided. One even called me a corporate cop. The publisher ghosted both of us. Bleach Bit and Honey is now dormant. I still get DMs asking if it's coming back. I haven't answered. My lawyer says I can relaunch it solo, legally. But emotionally, it's shattered. Rachel was my best friend, my co-creator, my platonic soulmate. She never apologized. So now I ask, am I the a-hole for copywriting our comic behind her back after she went behind mine? Was I the a-hole for stopping our dream project when she tried to claim it alone? Okay, but Rachel really looked at a creative partnership and said, what if I just didn't? Like, girl, what part of 50-50 screamed, solo deal on the low? She took the full-blown emotional support webcomic y'all built together and tried to cut you out like a bad ex in a yearbook photo, and then had the audacity, the raw, unfiltered TikTok audacity, to act like you made it messy? And do not even get me started on most of the fans follow for the humor anyway. Sweetie, without those illustrations, it's just Tumblr text posts in Comic Sans. You brought the vibe, the style, the visual soul of that comic. Look, I know it hurts. You didn't just lose a friend, you lost a creative partner, a digital baby, and half your personality if y'all were the hive mind. But you did what you had to do to protect your work. You filed that copyright like a boss, dropped that shandy like it was hot, and now you have got proof and peace of mind. Was it sad? Absolutely. But was it wrong? Oh, not even close. Not the a-hole? You didn't burn the bridge. Rachel built it out of matchsticks, and then asked why it caught fire. Plot twist. Rachel's next project is just stick figures and vibes. Let's see how many people stay for that. If your bestie ever tries to rebrand your shared trauma as her solo masterpiece, copyright that mess and post the receipts. Y'all, protect your art and your heart. Smash that. Like if this story had you side-eyeing your group projects, and drop your verdicts below. Best one gets featured next time.